All
Okay.
right. I want to welcome everyone here. My name is Mark Earlix, and I am a healer by the grace of God. This is all that I do in my life. And it's good to see everyone. Sue, Maria, Ruth, Lynn, me. Good to see me on the video.
Sharon. Hopefully Sharon soon.
Hopefully Sharon soon. And let me see here. What I can do is go back a little bit like this. Yay. I get to slouch again. All right. I love my slouching. So, um, a couple things I want to mention. We decided on May the 7th will be another healing circle if anyone is interested in coming to that online. And in the meantime, I'm going to be in Phoenix if anyone is near Phoenix. Marie is, aren't you, Marie?
Yes.
Yeah, good. And I'll be doing the anxiety, worry, and fear workshop in two different places. One is at Father Jorge's place. You're familiar with that. And that will be, I believe it is on the, what date?
Monday the 14th.
The 14th. Thanks, Sue. And then I'll be also doing one at the Scottsdale Neighborhood Art Place, and that's on the 13th. And then also I'm doing a couple healing circles. One will be at Father Jorge's place, and that will be on the 12th at 7 o'clock at night. And then also at the Scottsdale Neighborhood Art Place on the 15th, which is Monday.
Monday. And that's
Yay!
that is not listed in your spiritual newsletter that I saw. I don't think it's on there.
I thought it was.
So, okay, say that again? Which
The
date now?
15th.
Monday the 15th at 7 o'clock.
Monday the
Healing
5th.
Circle at Snap.
Monday, yes. Yeah, it's there.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
further.
thank
It's
God.
further down.
Further
It's
down. I
further
didn't
down.
look far enough. Okay.
Yes. I kind of like to put them in somewhat of a chronological order. It's really tough
Okay.
sometimes, especially when you're actually gone back and forth between two places.
Yes,
Mhm.
This is the first time that's happened, so I had
I
to
know.
get really fancy.
All right. And Sharon, hi, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, Mark. Oh, finally the same thing came to the group. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's awesome. It's perfect. What city do you live in?
Oh, I'm living in Japan.
You're in Japan?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And is that a coat you have on? Is it cold there?
Today it's very cold. It's extremely cold today.
Oh my gosh. I'm in Colorado and it was about almost 80 today.
Oh, I see.
And
It's
tomorrow
different.
we're going to have a snow cyclone.
Wow.
Literally.
We got hit with snow all day today.
We're going to have the snow cyclone tomorrow, and it's
Wow.
80. So
It's quite different.
very, very.
Oh, yes.
And so, all right. Well, it's a pleasure that you're here, Sharon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And we may have a lot more people coming in. I don't know, or they just may have given up not being able to get in, or they forgot, or whatever, or they have a different time zone that they didn't realize. So,
Okay.
again, I'm Mark Earlix, and I want to welcome everyone here.
Okay.
What I do is I work with the energetics, and I believe we all have them. They're within us. Hi, who is this? Lindsay. Yay. And are you there, Lindsay? Okay. And we all have them within us. We're made up of them, you know, and it's a part of us naturally. Hey, Lindsay.
I forgot you had a camera here.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. Welcome.
I thought the thing was yesterday.
I know, I saw.
Yes, yes.
Waiting and waiting and waiting and nothing
Yes.
happened.
Oh boy.
Oh,
All
well.
right. So we have these energies within us. I refer to it as God. That's my personal reference and my upbringing in indoctrination into all this. And so I think it's just fantastic that we're allowed to express in its image. And we're created in its image, and we are therefore co-creators. And we have the ability to recreate in its image, if that's true that we're created in its image. So this is what I utilize. I utilize it out of trust. And I say, okay, boss, take over. And when I do that, I'm talking to, it's either a he or a she or an it, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't care. As long as we acknowledge it, that's all that matters. And that's when it kind of feeds us and feeds through us. So we have this within us, and this is what I work with, and this is what I teach as well. So first of all, we don't have a whole many hours in the evening to do this. So what I'd like to do is first ask, are there any questions I can try to answer or to help you with pertaining to spirituality or pertaining to my understanding of God or whatever, or healing or whatever? Please feel free.
Well, the healing, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, because I know, people say you can learn to heal yourself, but I absolutely believe in God because of, my experiences.
Yes.
And no matter how I approach it, I don't seem to be able to heal myself. I
Okay.
don't know how else
Is
to
that your
put it.
question?
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, that I can't do it.
Okay. Well, maybe in what you have been doing in maturing in your prayer is correcting a situation that might have been worse or might have led to your death. How's that for consideration?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I know I pray for, I guess, the little things because I've already gone through the death and come back.
Okay.
So I don't pray for things like that.
But you do, don't you? Really?
I mean, I pray for, to get rid of injuries or
Okay.
like I've had a series of very negative experiences with health. So I pray for that to go away, that for me to be healthy. That's how I actually word it.
Okay. And do you visualize it at the same time as you're praying for it? Or are they just the words of it? Good question.
Yeah, and I think I do visualize it because, believe it or not, after all I've gone through, I still see myself as healthy. It's like I refuse to see myself as sick.
Okay. And do you feel healthy?
Not always, no.
Not always, but do you feel healthy at times? Because
At times.
what I'm suggesting is, all right, first of all, what's happening is that oftentimes, often I mean 95 to 98% of the time when we envision our prayer of, okay, God, this is a situation, what are you going to do about it? Then we immediately sabotage ourselves. Immediately.
How?
By saying,
because we're admitting that we're sick?
well, we admit that we're sick, or we're starting, or we feel sick, and we say, oh, it didn't work, or it's not
Oh.
working, or something. That's an immediate sabotage.
Huh.
So the idea then is to focus and have your attention on what your prayer is, and see yourself, say, when you're waking up in the morning, jumping up and down, saying, oh, I feel so good, this is great. Picture that, then go to another topic, because that's the end of your prayer.
Oh. And
'Cause
that's the
then you're
prayer?
not negating it.
Uh-huh. So is that the prayer? I don't have to like address.
You know God's doing it. It's the
Uh-huh.
only source
Yeah.
that all religions go to, and all belief systems,
Right.
all orders, all sects, all everything
Mhm.
they go to, because it's a higher source. It's a greater source from within and all around. We're a part of it. We're created in its image.
Mhm.
That being
So-
true, we have the ability to recreate in its image as we trust, until we sabotage it. 98 to 99% of all people sabotage their prayer. They wash away, oh, it's not going to happen. This is happening to me now, so I'm screwed.
Mhm. Hmm.
They just negated it.
Okay. So just
Know it
act out
and get out of Dodge.
and be healthy and
Act
thank
it
God
out,
for making me healthy.
observe it, trust it, get out of Dodge. Change the subject and do something else.
Mhm.
Try to forget about it as much as possible. Sure, you can reinforce it
Mhm.
as you go on, but do it the same way.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
Try that.
Yeah.
See what
will.
happens. It's a different ball game. Totally different ball game.
Okay.
Good question. Good question.
And
As
I'll
we-
try that for
yeah.
sure.
As we negate ourselves, we have a billion opportunities, more than a billion, 100 billion opportunities to keep correcting that.
Mhm.
And we keep growing and evolving from the first flaw, and we get to keep developing and developing until we get it.
Mhm.
Then we see that something's different, something's changed.
And would you do the same thing like if somebody injures you? If it isn't, let's say it isn't a sickness, but someone has done something to injure you.
Oh, you mean emotionally, mentally,
No,
physically?
physically.
You do the same thing, but what are you doing it for? For what?
I mean, would that help the whole process and healing?
Give me an example. What do you mean by injuring you?
Oh, all right. Like
Mm.
a real example. I was at a dentist and he turned out to be a psycho.
Okay.
And seriously, he held me down in the chair and he drilled a tooth. It was like the night of horrors.
Okay.
And the tooth, he damaged it so badly the tooth did come out.
Okay. All righty.
So now I'm going through this whole thing to get it replaced.
Things happen.
Right.
Things happen. I don't believe. Well, I don't have the ability. I haven't seen it where I can regrow a tooth, and
Right.
so you have to work with what you have, but you can
Right.
get rid of the pain in that way. And by getting it taken care of, by going to the proper people, because you chose what you thought was a proper person,
Right.
like a dentist, so you go to another dentist.
Right. Right. But
So
it's
I don't know how
turned
to answer that otherwise.
Yeah, it's turned into more because I went to a good dentist.
Yeah, I also know.
Yeah.
Change the subject a little bit. I know of someone that loves. I'm not suggesting that it's you, but I know someone who loves surgery.
Ew.
And they keep going for surgery, and looking for more that they can have surgerized. and that's their life. And I've been working with this woman for maybe about 30 years, and she always 35 years, and she's always calling me, can you help me with this? I'm in such a dilemma. This is happening to me. And I'll say, well, what happened? What initiated it? And she says, well, it's all because of the surgery I shouldn't have had 5 years ago or 2 years ago or last year or
Oh.
20 years ago. And well, I said, you know, why are you doing this?
Right.
But it's a need in her. And so medical practice is not incorrect. If we go to the correct people, it's almost like, yeah, and it's finding the right one. If there was something wrong with me that I knew that I need to be taken care of medically, I know that spiritual is going to work with them as well. I know people that I prayed for that were going into surgery,
Right.
and my prayers are the same thing that I described to you in that sequence, seeing it in its perfection.
That you see them as healthy.
Yes, and coming through it. And I've had people that say, oh my God, you know, the doctor couldn't believe how well, you know, how great the tissue responded.
Oh,
You've
okay.
never seen that before, whatever. All
Right.
kinds of things like this.
Right. I've heard of things like that. I
So
can't imagine wanting
we can
surgery.
work, yes, and we can work with these, Lindsay. We can work with what happens with us after the facts of things, of dilemmas and dramas and traumas.
So I could actually heal. The bone graft didn't work, so I could actually see that as healing.
Yes, you can see the bone material, the cartilage and everything coming together, like weaving itself together gently.
Okay.
And watching it do more and more and more over time, you'll see that it actually becomes less painful, less inflamed. It becomes everything. It just becomes one unit.
Yeah.
And I've heard people
Stronger.
tell me that that's what happens with them.
Okay. Well, I'll see it as healed.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. Very important. Very important. And so, you know, we can't, what did I just wrote something. Most things that eat us up in life or bother us in life, they're just conversations. They're not still happening in life, but we're living in the conversation of our memories, of our imaginations. So what I'm suggesting is that we have the ability to change that conversation in our prayer. And our prayer is every word, every thought, every action. So we get to think differently, we get to say differently, we get to do differently. We can watch ourselves, and that's what happens first before something happens. We're having that dialogue within ourselves. Then something happens. So that's our prayer. That is what prayer is.
Well, so now, so the prayer I would have is that I see my bone graft healing.
Okay, now where's the bone graft?
It's right in the front. I had it's to have an implant, and the bone graft didn't work.
All right, now what I want you to do is just put your hands on your legs, and I want you to, you can have your eyes open or closed. You tell me if you feel something happening in that area, hon.
Okay, I'll close my eyes.
Whatever you prefer. Did you just feel a tingle? It's okay if you didn't.
No, not a tingle.
What
it's
is it
the
like?
upper.
Yes.
Oh, I actually do feel something.
Isn't that wild? And there.
And I have to just see it as being stronger.
You see it as being whole,
A
not
whole.
stronger.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It doesn't feel like.
All right. Don't test
yeah.
it. Don't
Mhm.
test it.
Okay.
Just enjoy it. And there may be, because when we're testing, we're kind of wondering, is it real?
Oh, we're doubting.
Oh, I see.
There's the sabotage again.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So did I blow it?
Nope. 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 Ruth.
Hi, Mark.
Hi. How are you?
I'm a little stuffed up. I think the allergy season has begun in Chicago, even though I don't usually
my
get spring
God.
allergies.
Oh,
But I'd like you to work on my right foot.
okay. Yeah,
I'm still feeling it. This is amazing. I like this.
yes, yes, yes. Yes. All right. Yeah, Ruth, what you need is a good snow there to kill the allergies.
Oh no.
I think we're having that tomorrow.
No.
All right. Let me work with the right big toe.
Well, it's the underneath part
Underneath,
of the foot, on the bottom.
Got it. Like the ball
The ball of the foot, yes.
and towards the toe.
Towards the toe and so on.
All right. Move your toe around a little bit, Ruth, and tell me if you notice any difference or if you can stand on it or whatever.
Yeah, I can bend it. That's good.
Yes. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Now, keep in mind, though, in this healing circle and any healing circle, when I work with someone, it may last for 5 minutes, it may last for the rest of your life, and or anything in between. It may be months, years, or forever. I don't know. I don't know. And these are what I call quickie healings. So,
Does it depend on us and what we see?
no. This is my my doing through my prayer, and I say, okay, God, you take over, and do what's needed for now. And so that's what I'm trusting. Or if you don't feel something happen immediately, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the story. Some people as soon as they walk out the door from an appointment or from a healing circle, or walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later saying, oh my God, when did this leave me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I just say, okay, boss, take over. Whether it be he, she, it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I have my own preferences, but and I'm iffy on those too. So I just say, okay.
Well, I crossed over and I'm still iffy.
That's okay. That's okay. But you're also growing into different understandings. Everyone's unique. There can't be two people the same, and they're
Right.
wanting to believe in the same thing. Then they're just followers. And
Yeah.
so, and that's my understandings of stuff. And I don't want to lay my trip on anyone else because I don't want them to believe in what I believe. I just as far as, what the great mind is and all. So I don't want to give anyone my concepts and perceptions. I'll give them my perception, but not my concept. So, Maria.
Hi, thank you so much for
Hi.
hosting this. We're so looking forward to having you at the shrine. We made a big announcement.
Oh my
again
God.
this Sunday, so there's a lot of people that are very excited for you coming.
I love it. I just love it. Thank you so much for everything. Yeah, I'm really grateful. And I would love to come back to the shrine, say every once in a while and do a healing circle there.
Wonderful.
And I'll be having appointments in Arizona as well. And I'm almost booked. Not quite though. I have about maybe 6 or 5 openings yet.
Okay.
But
I'll
it'll
sign
fill up. All right. All right. And you have Sue's Sue
Back.
canvases
Yes.
in April? All right, good.
Are
And there
you
are some.
still in Colorado?
Yes, yes. Yeah. And so, all right, Maria, I want to know, is there anything bugging in your body?
Yes, I just had a slight sprain in my left ankle.
Oh. All right, so I'm dyslexic, so that's my right side, your left. Okay. I get like this once in a while, or all the time. All right, you tell me if you notice anything happening. You don't have to. The ones that do need to. The ones that don't need to.
I feel a lot of
Pressure?
yeah, warmth and heat.
Oh.
What was that like?
Towards the end, I just felt this peace coming over me. I think I've had a little. It was interesting what she asked about prayer and what you said. Just the reminder of seeing ourselves as whole, because I'm getting ready to go overseas in a little bit, and I've just been concerned about the ankle. I think I've had a little bit of fear around it. So
How long had it been bothering you?
about a week.
No big deal. Not for me. Or when people would say what was wrong with them and stuff like that, I would say, "Thank God I didn't get that." All right, now my perception is that it's almost like a big water balloon that had filled up, and it kind of, someone came along and put a little pinprick in it, and it gently breaks. So now what I'd like you to do is real gently, can you stand on it? Real gentle.
Okay.
And tell me if you notice any difference there. And be candid with me, please.
Well, just even when I was sitting, it just felt more stable. Like, when it first happened, I could feel, the tendency for my ankle to want to buckle.
Yes.
So I just felt it stabilize even when I was sitting.
Cool. And how does it feel if you put just a tiny bit of pressure on it? Better.
Yeah, a lot better.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were right about the balloon analogy, because it was really swollen. Really swollen. So
Cool. Now, who I work with, they may sense, say tomorrow, a little exacerbation of their symptoms. But if you do, that's good, because then it's breaking to go away.
okay.
If that should happen, or immediately, you should experience something. All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you.
All righty. Sharon, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, Mark. My problem is big, so it come from my children age. Right now, I have been married for almost uh, uh, 11 years. But Mark, I have to be honest that at the beginning, I entered the marriage because I want to run away from my family because I was always being criticized. So I have a big, huge of a fear inside of my heart that my parents always argued everything about the money or everything. So I just want to run away. I went to New York and I went to Canada, and I ran into the marriage that the person that I wasn't sure because he also wasn't sure that he just want to have he didn't want to get married. So that time I pushed myself to get into the marriage, and also he was kind of just didn't wanna marry. So we both came into the marriage, but came out with the result that is not happy. It's not blessing, and every the problem that came out from the marriage. So that's the mistake that I made. So then the problem expanded, and I tried to find a solution. So I tried to ask around the friends, but they feel that they cannot solve the problem because they is all about me because I made a mistake. I made force myself to enter to the marriage that is kind of is a big mistake, and so everything come out. The end right now I'm in, before because my husband have Japanese girls that always write emails or always
Okay.
write love letter to him. So I was kind of very jealousy. So I was kind of very I didn't want to learn Japanese, but that's all the mistake I came up to right now. I went to airport hotel and I studied and I earned money myself and I kind of supported myself my life. But right now
Okay.
I came into the end. My problem is that I cannot save the money. So I also want to go ahead and close everything that I made, the mistake that I made. I want to go ahead to my new life. That's what I'm
Okay.
now.
So tell me, what would you like me to pray for?
Mark, I really don't know what to do because I mixed
Okay.
up everything.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes, and I'll tell you, I'm going to put my hand, one hand on your head and the other one on your heart. Okay?
Yes.
And you tell me what happens with you, hon, but keep it real short definition.
I'm happy. Sorry. I hurt people.
Well, give that hurt to me. Give the feeling of that hurt to me, okay?
I feel guilty.
Give that guilt to me then,
I
Sharon.
hurt my husband's whole family.
Sharon, you have to listen to me, or else we're not going to be able to do this. So what I need you to do is give that hurt to me,
Okay.
the hurt that you feel. Okay? You promise? Give it to me. And you have to give it all or else it's not going to be any good. And what's going to happen, I'm going to ask a blessing. As soon as you give it to me, I'll be able to ask a blessing on you of peace
Okay.
and understanding.
Mm.
But I can't do it until you give it all to me. Tell me when you can feel it leaving you, hon.
It's leaving.
Now tell me what happens.
It's like the water is running out. It's getting pink.
And again, what I've been told to remind you is that you can't, it's not possible to live in the past. Those are only our emotions and fantasies and imagination.
Okay.
Try to understand that. It's not possible. We can live in the future because it hasn't been formed yet and it's forming.
Mm.
But it's not possible to go back into the past
Okay.
because that's history. It doesn't exist anymore. We grew into something else.
Okay. Let
Now,
go.
how do you feel?
Feel the heart is not. It's okay right now.
No, it's okay. Not right now. Because if it's just right now, then you're expecting it later. If it's just right now, it feels okay.
Right now. It's
Right now, it
it's
feels
right now. I
good.
feel okay. Good.
Excellent. And
Oh,
keep it good. It's good.
It's good.
Because you now sense something different because something has changed. And that's the only thing that's important.
I see.
You cannot live in the past. It doesn't exist anymore. Only the future exists.
I see.
Does
You
it
had-
help if we think
You had a
about the
blessing.
future?
If you had a blessing and that changed something of your perspective inside of your life inside. That's what the blessing did. When something was taken from you, something was put back in that was new and fresh.
I see. Mark, right now my head is it's not hurt right now. Before it was hurt.
No, it's not hurting.
It's not hurting. Now everything is okay.
You rock. Remember this. Remember this.
Remember
you-
the feeling.
Remember what happened. Constantly remember what happened.
Mm.
The bad stuff is going to try to help, try to make you remember it. That's
I
only
see.
memory. That's only memory. It's not real.
I see. That's like a computer. Inside the I have to
Yeah.
clear the memory.
Yeah, you just did. Now it's not alive anymore. But it's going to try to come back to you. It's the mind of fear. It's going to try to come back to you and grab you, but all you have to say to it is, no, you wait there, I see you, and walk
Yes.
away.
Yes.
Do something else. Make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you, Mark.
Blessings to you. Lindsay, you had a question, I'm sorry, about memory?
Yeah, and it ties into that. If you mentioned we have the future, does it help if we visualize the future?
In a correct perspective of something constructive, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
If-
definitely
If
constructive.
we were remembering the past or the emotions of it or through our imagination, then we're just setting up for something destructive
Right.
or washing away our prayer.
I see.
But if we see a positive future,
And enjoy it, what you see, and see how real that is. And it'll lead you into something maybe even greater.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So fantasizing helps.
No, imagining, to image in action, imagination, to image in action.
Okay.
Using your ability to image in action. You are creative in your nature.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see something destructive and therefore it'll be. We see something creative, therefore it will be.
Oh.
Whatever we choose, whatever our life is, our soul's always reminding us,
Uh-huh.
always giving us the opportunity to change our dialogue inside and or activities, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sue, young lady,
Which one of us?
you, Sue Gray, please. Anything that's bugging you in your body, please.
Oh, I'm going into surgery at Mayo in 2 days for a pinched nerve that's creating a lot of issues in my hand. And they're cleaning up some stenosis, some
Oh,
narrow
good.
paths, and removing a piece of bone that's getting in the way of a disc that's flattened. In the meanwhile, my destructive imagination has got all sorts of other little buzzings and tightenings and freaking outs going on in my arms and legs, and I really would like to eliminate that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now tell me something. Did they give you did you ask or did they volunteer an understanding that there might be scar tissue or not, or how are they going to do that?
All I know is that I sought out somebody with excellent training, and
Good.
and that they're going to go in microscopically and try to clean some stuff out, so there's
Excellent.
more room.
Excellent. And let me work with that as well, and we'll see also how that helps you with the rest of your body as well.
Please.
Is it mostly on your right side, Sue?
No, actually, it's mostly on my left side that my fingers bother me. But this other thing seems to be unrelated.
Well, let's see. Maybe it's just referral that I'm getting or something. I don't know. And be candid. Tell me if you sense something, and you may not.
I feel an easing of the bothersome symptoms are easing up a little bit. I've tended to feel like burning in my feet and weird stuff that scares the out of me.
And oftentimes that can be not other things, maybe just a pinched nerve or nerve under pressure too.
Yeah, I've wondered if there's lumbar issues going on at the same time as the cervical issues. I don't know.
Well, let's address this. Did I say your right side or left side earlier?
You said right, but it's the left.
Okay. Are you sensing anything happening just now?
Well, I felt like for a blink, I felt like there was less pain in my left hand. But then, of course, when I touched my fingers together, then they felt icky again. Like it's easier for me to relax.
All right, how does that feel to you now, Sue? Be candid with me, please.
I feel like it's easier for me to relax, and I feel like I've got support in trying to be positive.
Okay, all righty. Let's see what happens from that and what the surgeon says, you know, as a result and all, or what the outcome is from that. And please do keep me updated. My pleasure. My pleasure, my honor. All right, great. Anilia, hi. Turn there. How are you? Where are you at?
I am in Canada. I've been having a rough winter.
Oh my
Challenges,
God.
health challenges. Yes, lots of health challenges.
Is there anything in particular that's bugging you in your body?
Well,
Name one
right,
thing.
yeah, right now, what's going on is I'm having a lot of issues in the digestive elimination and a
Okay.
lot going on in the vagina. Like they said it was a UTI. It's not. They referred me to a urologist, gynecologist, but that's going to take forever.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to go for an ultra CT scan colonoscopy at the end of the month, but I've been at this 7 months, and it started out with a UTI infection, but I was exposed to mold in an apartment I was living in, and I've had digestive issues for a lot of years. So I have diverticulosis. So
Okay.
that's basically it, and it's
Okay.
really painful at night. I'm not getting to sleep, you know.
All right, so tell me something. Is it the diverticulitis that's making you feel pain?
No, it's actually my vagina and the burning in my vagina. When I don't urinate for a number of hours, all I'm sleeping is about 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then I got to get up, go to the bathroom, and it burns, and I can't.
Okay.
Get back to sleep.
All righty. Put your hand on your lower abdominal area and tell me if you sense something happening in a moment. Right there. It'll be real subtle.
Oh.
I'm sorry?
You're cutting out on me.
Do you feel something happening there? Do you sense something happening? Tell me. Yes or no? Is she still with us, Lynn? No. There. All right, so tell me, do you sense something happening there? She's cutting out.
It seems her screen keeps freezing.
Yeah.
If you can hear us, maybe just take off your video, and that way you can still hear us. Because it may be just a matter of not a very strong connection.
There you are.
Yeah, I lost you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Now tell me something. Did you experience something there?
I felt energy in my head, and it seemed to increase. It seemed to magnify.
The abdomen and the head, they correlate.
Yeah. Well, what happened is you cut out, so I was trying to get. I wasn't focused totally on what you were doing because I was trying to get you back online. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you tell me if you experience something in your lower abdominal area, okay?
Yeah, I felt an increase in the burning, which I haven't felt today.
And just go into that, but observe it, because something's going to change a little bit.
Okay.
And tell me what happens.
Whoa, a lot of energy in the top of my head, around the top of my head. A lot. Go down into my jaw. Feel tickling and energy.
All right, now what I'd like you to do is open up your eyes and move around a little bit and tell me how it feels in your lower abdominal area, hon.
Yeah, it's lessened. It magnified when you first did that, but it's
Right, and then it broke.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll see how much it broke and what happens from that.
Okay.
Because it's
Yeah.
never the end of the story.
Yeah, it's been quite the winter. It's like I've been in agony a lot of the winter, like throughout my whole system. Yeah.
I know, but how does it feel now? Are you in that agony now?
No, that's decreased from way back then. So thank God that it's gotten improved.
Yes.
But still
Good.
there's nothing there. So thank
Excellent.
you today.
Excellent. And we'll see how much more that grows as far as its process and healing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you.
My pleasure. Lindsay, tell me, how do you feel, hon?
I mean, my upper jaw feels, it feels fine.
Good. Good. Let it
Yeah.
grow. Let it develop. Let it grow.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to just see it as normal again.
Yeah, watching it, watch the process of it becoming normal by watching it be healed and the bone coming together and becoming one bone.
Yeah, that's what would be beautiful.
Yes, that is beautiful. You're right. It is beautiful. And that will increase the frequency of the healing.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. Ruth, how's your toe?
Yeah, still there.
And
They're
is it?
all,
And how's the discomfort in it?
it's improved.
Okay. All right. Uh, did it improve? Say, if it, when you came onto the internet, was it at a? We'll say it was at a 10 and the worst, even though it's not the worst, but we'll say it was at a 10, the worst, and 1 being the best. What number is it at now?
Well, I really wasn't in pain, Mark. It's you're working on the wart that's on the bottom of my foot.
Okay.
So,
All right.
you know, it's a matter of making that go away permanently.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see if this affects it to
Yep.
some degree. I would love that.
So would I.
How's your neck, Sue Gray?
My neck is fine. It's never been my neck that's hurt.
The
Well,
vertebrae there.
yeah, that never had bad symptoms. It was just it's this pain in my fingers.
And is the pain is worse or what?
At the moment, it's not as good as I'd like it to be.
All righty.
It's like a buzzing. It's a super sensitivity.
Electrical in there?
Yeah, like when you
And super sensitive, like you said.
burn your fingers on a hot stove and they're tender.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it feels.
All right. Just with your left hand, I want to do one little thing here. And you just hold it there. And I know it's from the nerve that's coming all the way up, but I want to do this. Now tell me if you notice any difference in there, Sue.
Yeah, I do. It's better.
And put your hand down and let the blood come into it. And tell me if you still notice the difference.
Yeah, it's better.
Good. Good.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Let's see what happens with this now.
Yeah.
All right. Sue Cabas, young lady. Is there anything in particular that's bugging your body?
Allergies in the eyes.
Oh, no. You need a big snow in Arizona. All right.
I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that. I hope that's not gonna happen.
All right. Have you also felt pressure in your eyes?
It's more of burning and watering, and when I'm outside. When I'm inside, I don't have much problem. I can't recall a pressure really.
Is it burning and stuff like that more in your right side?
Yes.
Open up your eye. Do you sense anything different? Is it about the same, or is it worse, or can you tell yet?
I think it's better. I think it's normal. It's normal now.
Okay, and I'll work with you more when we get there, but maybe this helped the sinuses some, or the allergy some.
I know, I don't, it seems like if I should relate it to something, it should go away. That's the way most of my physical things happen, but I can't
Yes.
relate it to anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah, little allergens in the air affect people, and so, and everyone has their own sensitivity.
Is it always allergies, or can it be dry eye? I don't know.
I don't think that you have personally, my own perspective, I don't think you have dry eye.
Okay, thank you.
And if you did, I would tell you to do something else.
Okay.
All right. Maria, how you doing?
Good. I can feel the pressure, just continuing to release. So it feels good. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Is it in waves?
Yes. Yes.
Good. All right, great. Lynn, is there anything that's in your body? No?
No, I'm awesome.
You are awesome. Thank you. Good, good, good. Sharon, please, how do you feel?
Feel peace and see everyone's face very happy.
All right. You guys rock. I really want to thank you. And unfortunately, our time is up. But please remember that on May, what is it, the 7th at 7 o'clock, excuse me, at 6:30 my time.
That's Mountain Time.
Mountain time.
So it's
We're having
7:30
another healing
Central.
circle.
To me, May
So-
2nd.
May
Yeah, May
7th.
7th. And please do tell people about this, or post it, or do whatever, or grab people and get them to the computer.
Will you send us emails?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Lynn's my virtual assistant in Canada.
In Canada. Yeah.
Yes.
I was a little late on that last email. Hopefully you did receive it.
So
The next email
please.
should be going out.
All right, great. And anyone in Arizona, remember the 2 workshops coming up. And then after Arizona, then I'm going to Seattle in a couple weeks after that. If anyone's in that area, if they want information, let me know. Or it'll be on the newsletter as well. And then every month I'll be back in Arizona. And in May I'll be going to North Carolina if anyone's there.
No one will be there. North Carolina will be empty.
And yeah, if anyone's there. And then Idaho if anyone's there. So
And how about Colorado?
I'm here. And I'll be doing events here, and I have a healing circle here if anyone wants to show up. So
At least there are people there.
Yes, at least there's people here.
I thought it was Pacific time, so I got on late tonight. So I'll have to remember it's Central time.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I thought it was Pacific, so I got on a little late.
Yeah, I think I'm an hour early or later than Pacific.
Yeah, so it's yeah.
Yes.
So 6:30 Pacific then.
Well, I pray that everyone just keeps getting greater and greater and greater in this. And I am so honored that you're here. And please do keep me updated, please.
And I'm thankful that I connected with you tonight.
Yeah,
Since I had the wrong day.
Thank you all so much. Blessings to you.
Thank you.
Blessings,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thank you.
I'm honored.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.